Welcome back to the channel. Today, we got a special one again. I'm gonna take you through, my training program that I used, or the running, I should say, that I did leading up to the Chicago Marathon in my first ever marathon. To understand this is really just understanding that I went online, I found something, I ended up sticking to it, threw in a little different of workouts during the process, but mainly stuck to what I'm about to show you. Now understand, going into this sub 4 hour prep for Boston in 2023, I will be designing my own based around what I know and incorporating a lot more when it comes to speed workouts, tempo workouts to hit this sub 4 hours on April, I think it's 7th, April 13th, I think it's that, in Boston, running for a sub 4 hour pace. But let's hop into this video. Let me take you through what I did to run my first ever marathon. And don't forget, if you haven't already, just like, comment, subscribe, do your thing, but let's lock in. Come on. So I'm gonna take you through exactly what I did to find out this training program. Now, there's not a lot of bells and whistles. As I've told you a bunch of times, I've been figuring it out as I went. So this is a simple fact of exactly what I did. I went on Google and I typed in marathon training plan. Now, when you type this in, the first thing that pops up, Hal Higdon. Now, when you go on his page, Hal Higdon was a famous runner. Again, I don't know too much. All I know is that this is the first thing that came up, and this is what I utilized on my half marathon training. So I wanted to follow the same process when it came to the marathon training. And once you get onto his page, he has training programs for so many different things, whether it be 5K, 8K, 10K, marathon, half marathon. But once you click on the marathon training, he has it broken up into novice, novice 2, intermediate, intermediate 2, advanced. So depending on how much experience you have or what you're trying to look for with running, you can really base it around what you're comfortable with. Now for me, I was looking for a more difficult route, something I've never done before. So I went down to intermediate 1, which he literally says is not recommended for somebody that is running their first marathon. But the reason I like this is because you were running 5 days a week, which again, I'm always looking for an opportunity for growth, to push my mind, to challenge my mind. And this was definitely a way to do that and get me out of my comfort zone, because I've never ran this amount of mileage over that many days of the week. So let me bring it here. Now, if you see here, this is exactly the plan. Now, what I want to talk about right off the bat, you'll see it broken down into Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, obviously for the week. It's an 18-week program. Now, a little backstory of how I got to this point, right? When I was training for my half marathon is when I signed up for my full marathon. So once I finished the half marathon, I went right into training. I mean, I took a week off from running, but it was a little later into the prep. So I started on a later week in regards to this marathon training. But Mondays is designated for cross. So cross is like, walking on a treadmill, an incline, stairs, the sled, just keeping the body movement, because Sundays are the long runs, right? So you would run Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday's a rest day, Saturday, and Sunday being the long runs. Now for me, I also weight train 5 days a week. Not gonna get too much into that, but just understand, for me, my designated day for rest was Mondays. I took off from the gym, I took off from running. I didn't do anything when it came to lifting weights or running or walking. That was, for me, it was just a recoup day, with Sunday being the long runs. So I started here in I wanna say it was week 4, right? So again, at this point, I didn't really know too much about tempo workouts. I didn't know about speed workouts. All I knew was that I just had to run. But we'll get into when I started incorporating those. And still, I didn't really know too much about it. I was kind of just winging it when it came to your aerobic base. Didn't know too much about the anaerobic base, which I now have become more aware of, which I will be utilizing for the new training program. But let's start off. So week 1, right? You're starting at 3 miles Tuesday, 5 miles Wednesday, Thursday 3 miles, Saturday 5 mile pace, right? So you want to keep that around your, I guess, your speed that you will be running your marathon. Sunday 8, right? Week 2, 3, 5, 3, 5 mile run, not a pace, and then Sunday your 9 mile, right? So week 3, 3 mile, 5 mile, 3 mile, 5, 6, drop down. And this is when I started the program. This is right when I finished up, which aligned with the Chicago Marathon, was week 4. So 3, 6, 3, 6 pace, 11 on Sunday. Right? Now, up to this point, 13 miles was the longest I ever ran. So again, getting me out of my comfort zone. I really like the Sunday component of it because it's really about training your mind. And when it came to the mindset aspect of it, Sunday is really the day you probably want to do it the least. So make sure you do it that day because that will push you and challenge your mind and really cultivate your mindset when it comes to running and running in a marathon. That next week, 3, 6, 3, 6, 12, 3, 5, 3, 6, 9, right? So this is when it starts picking up here, right? Week 7. So 4, 7, 4, 7 mile pace with a 14 on Sunday. Now, again, we're getting into territories that I've never run before. So once I hit that 14 mark, these were all PR runs for me. Never pushed it past the half marathon. In the beginning of the year, that was my goal. So now we're getting into miles that I've never run before. 4, 7, 4, 7, 15, right? Then we drop it down, we do 4, 5, 4, rest, half marathon. Now, I believe this is designed to like a minimal taper week to prepare you for the race day, because you'll see as it goes on in the schedule that it does, once you get into that taper, the miles obviously lessen to freshen up the legs. Week 10, 4, 8, 4, 8 mile pace, 17. Again, PR. 5, 8, 5, 8, 18. Now, week 12, 5, 5, 5, 8, 13, right? And the reason that is because this next week, upcoming week, we hit our first 20 mile run on a Sunday. So it's 5, 8, 5, 5 mile pace with a 20 mile run. Now, this is the first time I ever ran 20 miles. When I did that, I think it was a 10-15 pace or 10-18 pace. Felt good. It was a little hilly in Jersey, but we were able to get it done. Again, my goal is always to focus in on why I started this in the first place, and I wanted to complete this marathon without stopping. So that next week, 5, 5, 5, 8, 12. Week 15, 5, 8, 5, 5 mile pace, and the next 20 miler. Now, the next 20 miler was about a 9:40 pace, which was phenomenal. Felt good, right? I felt amazing. I was ready going into Chicago, but what they don't tell you about is those next 6 miles, what they're gonna feel. If you've never actually ran 26 miles before, now I understand why they say this is probably isn't the best bet for your first marathon. But again, I was always cultivating my mindset, so I knew that I was gonna complete this race regardless of how I felt, what was going on. It was gonna get done without stopping. Week 16, 5, 6, 5, 4 mile pace. This is the taper down with 12 on Sunday. 17, 4, 5, 4, 3 on Friday, 8 on Sunday. And then the last taper week, which was 3, 4, rest, 2, and then the marathon in Chicago. Now, again, the one thing that I would change, that I would be changing going into this new marathon prep, is adding more mileage. And the reason I say that is because I didn't like the unfamiliar territory. I don't even know how to say that word, but unfamiliar territory when it came to mile 20 to 26, because I've never done it before. So I really had to push through, and it was important to have that right mindset. So with that being said, I started incorporating tempo workouts, speed workouts, but it wasn't really too much of what I know. I was just kind of basing it off what I saw other people doing, digging into too much research. I will be making a video on that, what I'll be doing for this marathon prep that will be different when it comes to picking up my speed. But again, listen, don't overcomplicate it. I know it's very scary to sign up for a half marathon, a marathon, especially when you don't know too much. But what I can tell you is that if you know how to tie your shoes, if you know how to run, if you want to do it, because it'll eventually work out. You'll find the right information you need. You'll find the right program. You'll find the right coach, whatever it may be. This journey for the marathon is about discovering my potential, what we all have within us, and basically figuring it out as I go. I'm not going to be hiring a coach for this next marathon prep to hit those sub 4 hours. I am really going to focus in on what I know, what I've discovered, and build a plan specific and tailored to me, and see what we can do. But again, hopefully this helps. I know it's a lot of information, but again, if you go onto this website, Hal Higdon, you will find many different programs specific to what you're trying to accomplish. It'll give you a good baseline, and hopefully it will get you to sign up for your first marathon, your first half marathon, whatever it is, and join the community, join the running community, because it has been phenomenal. It's been great. It changed my life. But hopefully you like this video, and if you haven't already, like I said in the beginning, just like, comment, subscribe, do your thing. I'd really appreciate it. But until next time, go crush the week and go win the day. Let's get it, baby.